Good evening and welcome into another broadcast of W7 Productions presented by our good friends at Jolly Good Soda. Happy to have alongside me again David Meyer. Welcome back to the great state of Wisconsin into the broadcast booth, David.
Yeah, had some trouble getting back from Michigan yesterday, but glad to be back in the Green Bay area for another high-profile matchup between two of the top teams in the FRCC going at it tonight. We've got the defending champion Tritons taking on the host Redbirds of De Pere. So we've got a great matchup on our hands. Connor, neither of these teams have lost since November. The Tritons took one on the chin to Appleton East on November 23rd. And then in the tournament that you guys broadcast Thanksgiving weekend, De Pere suffered their only two losses of the year. They took one on the chin to Germantown, and then the next day they lost to Pewaukee. So neither team has lost since November 27th. They're both clean on the conference slate, and they're battling for supremacy tonight.
Yeah, well, you talk about two of the top teams in the FRCC and across the state. No, the rankings just came out again today for the coaches poll. De Pere comes in number 6 in Division 1. Meanwhile, Notre Dame comes in number 2 in Division 2 behind a very good Reedsburg team. And I tell you what, both battle tested. You know, you talk about, De Pere, their last loss was back on November 27th to Pewaukee at that Kettle Moraine tournament. I mean, you look at that, it was a 67-64 setback, and just a couple days later, or earlier, I should say, Pewaukee beat Notre Dame 67, or Notre Dame beat Pewaukee 67-60. I beg your pardon. So a common opponent there, of course, outside of the FRCC opponents. And then when I'm looking down, just trying to find a little nugget on which way this one's going to go, it's real tough to find. De Pere comes in averaging 70.8 points per game. Notre Dame 68.5. De Pere's giving up 42.4. Notre Dame's giving up 40.9. So, I mean, it's right down the wire. Both teams shooting the ball pretty well. De Pere's shooting the ball at 55%. Notre Dame 54.2. So, yeah, I think it's going to come down a little bit to the defensive pressure of Notre Dame, and can De Pere handle it? It's Ballin with the Birds week here on W7. So I was with him in practice on Sunday, and they were really trying to work that press and that run and jump that Notre Dame brings. They brought in the fellas yesterday for practice for a little more athleticism, length, and physicality. We'll see if that makes the difference. Could this be the year that Notre Dame gets unseated at the top of the FRCC by a team like De Pere? We'll have to find out. We're going to take a quick break. We'll come back with a little more pregame, and then, of course, national anthem and starting lineups. You're watching W7, presented by our good friends at Jolly Good Soda.
Jolly Good Soda. We put the pop in Wisconsin.
Alrighty, back here in De Pere, it is Ballin' with the Birds week. It continues here on W7. Of course, I had the wrong graphic up before. I apologize for that. I was looking ahead to the end cap of the week, the battle for the bridge, West De Pere and De Pere.
That's not a rivalry, is it?
I was getting too excited for that one there, David. But first tonight, as we were talking about before, the Notre Dame Tritons make the short trip across town, across the river as well, and they will do battle against the host Redbirds. David, what do you got on Notre Dame?
Notre Dame is going to come at you from all ends. They've got 6 girls that are capable of filling it up on any given night. Like you referenced earlier, they're going to come at you with some defense, some press, try to get you out of your comfort zone. That's what they were successful with against a great team in Hortonville. They were able to kind of impose their will a little bit. But Barrington, Hardwick, Fada, White House, Musial, and Gresh can all score it. And so while De Pere is a little bit more dependent on 1 or 2 players, Notre Dame is going to look to take advantage of their depth, of their ability to score in multiple phases. You know, they can score at the rim, they can score mid-range, and they can score from 3, and that's what they're going to need to do tonight to stay atop the conference.
Well, like you talk about it, their depth. I was looking through it earlier today, and Notre Dame's had 6 different kids lead them in scoring on any given night over the course of their 10 games, whereas De Pere, like you mentioned, it's basically been 2 different kids. Jordan Melmans has led them every single night in scoring. Nothing wrong with that. And then the one exception against Fond du Lac, Claire Bjorgi, did lead them in scoring. So they've just had 2 kids kind of lead them in scoring. Mainly it's been Jordan, Claire just on that one night. But they can shoot it with the best of them as well. Going back through it, like I talked about, they're shooting 50%. Balanced scoring attack kind of once you get after Jordan moments.
Sure.
Claire comes in 15.5 points per game, and then Avery Borowski and Sophie Hafman each averaging 7.5, and then McKenna Shazilzek with 6.7. So once you get beyond kind of Jordan moments, it's a balanced scoring attack. Notre Dame, they've done it kind of by committee in the games that we've had this year as Barrington comes rolling into the
saves us.
Yeah, saves us into the pregame production. As you talked about, Notre Dame's done it kind of by committee each game that we've done for them, and it's always they've get in foul trouble, and here comes somebody not that we've never heard of before, but
right.
Here comes a Peyton Musial off the bench, or a Hope Barrington, or a Sydney Whitehouse kind of out of nowhere.
Sure. And, here's the thing, Connor. I mean, ultimately, when it comes to high school sports, whether it's boys basketball, girls basketball, when you hit the court with a senior that averages 25 a game and is heading to Butler to play Division I basketball, that's a good thing to have in your back pocket, So it is a little bit more of a ball-dominant thing with De Pere, just like it is on the boys' side with Kinzinger, but we'll see what prevails tonight between the 6-headed scoring attack of the Tritons and the 1-2 punch of De Pere. I think we're in for a good one today. Both teams are battle tested. Neither's going to be coming into the game tonight afraid. We know that, and it's going to be, on paper, it's going to be a really great matchup tonight.
On paper, it's a great matchup. I'm looking forward to it. We're just under 3 minutes to National Anthem starting lineups. We'll take a break. We'll be back with those for you. You're watching W7 presented by our good friends at Jolly Good Soda.
Jolly Good Soda. We put the pop in Wisconsin.
Chip Court. On the campus of Pere High School tonight, it's WIAA Fox River Classic Conference basketball action as your Pere Redbirds welcome the visiting Tritons of Notre Dame Academy and their fans. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, would you please stand if you are able? Remove your hats and place your hand over your heart. We ask that you remember those who have served and those who continue to serve, protecting the freedoms we enjoy each day as we join together and honor this great nation with the playing of our national anthem. Fans, please welcome our officials for tonight's game. Patrick Beagle, Anthony Rasmussen, and James Stadtmiller. And now, led by head coach Sarah Roney, please welcome the Tritons of Notre Dame Academy. Let's meet tonight's starting lineup. A junior number 1, Hope Barrington. A senior number 3, Sarah Hardwick. A sophomore, number 10, Trista Feta. A sophomore, number 11, Sydney Whitehouse. And a sophomore, number 24, Gracie Dresch.
All right, we're underway quickly. Barrington with the first
All
basket
right, we're
of the
back.
game.
Just in time basketball, David. We got her up and going.
2-0 Triton's up front. We were trying to transition back to our positions, and they didn't wait on the tip. So
I don't know why they don't wait for us to get back in position. It'd be really nice if they would.
Scoop and score by Bjorgi. And we're knotted up at 2.
So we had a 2 for Hope Barrington and a 2 for Claire.
Fada underneath, or I'm sure that was Whitehouse, excuse me. Can't get it to fall, and Pere is pushing. Melman stops, pops, can't connect, but the offensive board stays with the Redbirds.
I'm gonna have to. I forgot to get the
Scoreboard up.
the clock.
Oh, no worries.
For
We're on
everybody.
it.
Everybody.
Hope Barrington on the perimeter, looks inside and finds Gresh. Gracie Gresh drives in the lane. They're going to call her for too many steps as she was bodying in for position underneath the hoop. 16:36 remaining in the first half, just underway here. We are all tied up at 2. Melmans will bring the ball down the floor. She is guarded by Trista Fada. So Fada draws the D1 Butler commit down in Indianapolis. Melman's at the top of the key facilitating the offense. Schneider gets it over to Bjorgi.
They don't think, Melmans doesn't get her points tonight, but I think it's going to be somebody like Claire going off, having a big night, getting that, pushing that 20, 25 points range. I think, or an Avery Borowski, somebody there that's going to have another big night.
Sure.
To keep the Pere in this one. Whitehouse passes up to 3.
Finds Barrington in the corner. She thought about a long 2, thought better of it. Notre Dame is going to work it around the perimeter and run their offense. Shot doesn't go for Hardwick. And we're going the other way. Still tied at 2. Melman's up. No, but she does draw the contact on the shot, and she'll be going to the line to shoot 2.
Triton foul number 24, Gracie Gresh, her first. Team's first. Melvin is at the line.
It's a big first foul on Gresh. If you're the Tritons, you need to stay out of foul trouble tonight. And first personal goes against your leading scorer.
Melmans cannot convert on the first from the charity stripe. We are still tied at 2:15:22 remaining in the first. That one does drop. Jordan Melmans with her first point of the game. Redbirds up 3-2. Trista Fada finds Whitehouse.
Right, the Gresh battling hard down low against Melmans.
Barrington looks underneath.
That's a tough bucket there by Hardwick.
Sarah Hardwick converts from the paint. Puts Notre Dame up 4-3. That was a good look inside, and she got it a little close under the basket, but like you said, Connor, she was able to make a tough contested shot. Five seconds is the call as Claire was looking to find a teammate, and there's just nobody there. There's some good contested defense from Notre Dame forced that call.
They do a great job of switching and really, playing up the line, do the Tritons.
Notre Dame up by 1. Fada stops, pops, and connects. Trista Fada with her first basket of the game. It's now 6-3, Notre Dame on top.
I think if you're to Pere, I think you live with that. Nice steal there by Fada.
Quick hands by Trista. And she's going to take it right at Melman. She can't connect. And DePere's running the other way with it on the fast break.
Bjorgi
can't connect. Now we're running, Connor. We're running now.
That one wrestled down by Bjorgen. She's amongst the trees there.
Barrington just kind of overlaid that one. DePere muscled the rebound out. And they head the other way. 13:25 remaining in the first half here.
If you're watching along at home, let us know where you're watching from, who you're cheering for. Kids love nothing more than to hear their names when they go back. On the broadcast, Borowski, nice left-hand drive up and in.
And now we're at 6-5.
David, I told you last night we had two instant classics on the broadcast. Gary had one down at Kettle Moraine, a buzzer beater that went in, and then I had the double overtime affair in Mishicot.
Oh my gosh, great basket by Gresh.
And this one's got that affair going on here early too, back and forth.
Are you saying we might have another double overtime game? Is that in the water right now?
I take bonus basketball.
Heck yeah, we didn't even pay to get in, but you know, it's always nice when you can get a little free basketball.
Exactly. You know, we got three of the major news networks in the house tonight for this one. Borowski's gonna have that one taken away by Barrington.
Barrington with a heads-up steal right there. She's going to pull it back out. And Fado steps into a three, and she got it. Trista Fado with a quick 5 points. And Notre Dame has an 11-5 lead. DePere takes a quick timeout.
And 30-second timeout. We'll take it with him. You're watching W7, presented by our good friends at Jolly Good Soda.
Jolly Good Soda. We put the pop in Wisconsin.
So Connor, I know because I work with you, you've had a chance to sample some of the Jolly Good Sodas. Which is your favorite right now?
Well, you know, you find something you like and you stay there.
Yeah.
I really liking the lemon lime and the cherry, or the sour power, I should say, not the lemon lime. But it's what it is, a lemon lime. It's really liking that sour power. Try not to sample too much of it, trying to keep it for the kids. I did have it all in the garage the other day, and when it was hitting negative temperatures, I had to bring it in.
Pull it in. You don't want it busting all over your garage.
Yeah, stacked up on my stairs right now.
DePere breaks the pressure. They're down 6 right now. Ooh, a nice little give and go. They found McKenna. Do you know how to say that last name?
That's going to be, who's that, number 5? McKenna Shaselsik.
Shaselsik, okay.
Yeah.
So McKenna's
Elizabeth Cuss checking in, shouting out, go DePere. Yeah, go Redbirds. It's Redbird week here on W7. Ballin with the Birds, as we've called it. Spent Sunday at practice with them, mic'd up 3 of the kids. Hopefully get some of that footage out later this week, if not next. Shaselsik gets 1 of 2.
Cuts it to a 5-point lead for the Tritons as they walk it down the floor. Not too much defensive pressure from the Redbirds on that trip through the front court.
They get the high-low, nicely done.
That was a beautiful.
Way too easy of a lay-in for Hardwick.
Yeah, really well done on the high-low there. So far, the Notre Dame passing has been a little bit more crisp than the DePere passing. You know, we're only 7 minutes into the game here, but that could be nice little give and go. Just as I say, the passing wasn't great. That was a.
Well, I think a lot of that has to do with the pressure that's being applied by Notre Dame. They're making nothing easy.
Triton substitution number 20, Peyton Musial. Replacing Whitehouse.
Musial comes in for Whitehouse, who will be checking out. First sub of the game for Notre Dame.
It's funny spending practice with DePere on Sunday. You see what they're working on, then you see it here in the game. You're kind of like, well, that's kind of what Coach was talking about. You see it, you're like, oh, well, yeah, coach didn't want you to do that.
Right.
Though they're executing pretty well so far. My man standing right in front of my camera there. Thanks for moving on the baseline. And don't need an hour and a half footage of your back.
Musial looks inside, and she finds Hardwick. Hardwick can't get that one to go, and the defensive rebound heads to the Redbirds. They're looking to push.
I love to see this. Basically, the top two recruits on each team guarding each other. Molman's guarding Gresh, and on the other end of the floor, Gresh returning the favor. Guarding Molman's.
That's what you want. You want to see those
you
battles.
want to see the top kids on each team guard each other. Gresh receiving a lot of Division I offers. Jordan received a lot herself. Ultimately decided to go with the Butler. Now in Indianapolis, of course. Indianapolis just got done hosting the
National
Championship
game last night.
You know what I liked about that, David?
What's that?
I liked the logo of the team that won it.
Hey, you know,
Foreshadow a little bit, pass ahead
kind
to
of
the
a
next.
lot like the Packers logo.
Exactly. That's what I'm hoping.
There are 3 teams that all kind of use that same logo: Green Bay, Georgia, and Grambling State. But of course, we were the first. So
Tough to beat 1919.
Melman's.
The graphic design and creativity back in 1919.
Oh, for sure.
The block G. Nice find. Molman's on the cuts.
Oh, that's pretty. That is pretty. Melman's with her first field goal of the night. She's up to 3 points. That cuts the Notre Dame lead to 5, 13-8 with 9:22 remaining in the first half.
And they're going to get you so sick with the coming down just a little bit.
And Caroline Brabant is going to head to the line to shoot 2 as she drew the contact on that one.
Brabant shooting 2.
Brabant, a senior. Up and back rim with the first one.
You know, David, it's funny. You just get into different gyms and things like that. And last night being in Michigan, the rims are just tighter than these ones. You know, they don't, small D4 school, they don't have the kids, as many kids hanging on the rim as would it appear.
Sure.
Obviously, you just see how soft the rims are. Benefits the girls tremendously.
Yeah, you want to have that as a shooter. Get that soft rim.
So Brabant went 1 for 2.
Six-point game as De Pere runs their offense. Melman's is going to drive. Left-handed shot doesn't fall. Rebound heading the other way. Ooh, fast break push. Saved. Well,
Hey, Steve, checking in from San Diego.
Hey,
This is
Steve.
what I love. We get that out of the way when we see that better.
Steve, I'm going to go
Claire.
ahead and guess that the weather in San Diego is a little bit nicer than the weather in De Pere tonight.
I don't know.
Yeah?
There's a heat wave today, David. It's like up to 14 degrees here in Green Bay.
All the snow melted
It's getting
off my
there.
car. Didn't really.
14-8, 8:32 left to go here, opening half. Let's see if Pere can cut into the lead here a little bit.
So there haven't been a lot of shots falling in the first 10 minutes here.
No,
the defense has been harassing on both sides. Leading scorer so far is Trista Fado with 5 points. She's got 5 in Notre Dame's 14. 14-8 Notre Dame up top with just over 8 minutes remaining in this first half.
Well,
I mean, look at this defense right now.
Yeah, I mean, well, when Fada hit her 3, that made it 11-5.
Yeah.
And it just 3-3 left to go in the scoring. A shot contested there. Fiore too strong on the overlay.
Fada pushes again, right underneath the hoop, finds Musial, and she can't get it to fall. Rebound heads to De Pere, as it was Bjorgi that came out with that one there, the sophomore. A lot of talented sophomores in this game, Connor.
Bjorgi, 3, no good. Nice rebound. Lauren Schneider on the rebound, finds Borowski on the left side. Lay in for Avery, 4 points for her on the night.
She's got 4, and that pushes DePere up to 10 points, 14-10. Notre Dame still on top. Brabant inside. The scoop, the kiss, and the score for Caroline Brabant. Notre Dame now up 6. Muhlman's, almost had it poked away, but now she's underneath the hoop.
You like to get that one to go.
Oh, that would have been a big 3-point play, but she is going to go to the line. There was a little bit of contact at the top of the key there. She ran a little give and go, and then for sure drew the foul inside.
Well, you 3 fouls for Notre Dame, 2 of them are on this sophomore Gresh.
That's not great. You don't want to have one of your better players checking out with 2 fouls with 6:43 remaining in the first, but
16-11. Let's see what's checking in.
that's where your balance pays off, though.
Cheering for 22 from Naples. Tab.
Naples, Florida?
From Naples, Florida, probably.
Good night.
So all these people checking in from warm weather locations. And,
Yeah.
here we are, toughing out the cold, so bringing it to you guys.
In the frozen tundra.
But I guess that's what we chose, right?
That is. We could live anywhere in the world, Connor. We chose Green Bay.
I'm waiting for Collinsworth to come back to Green Bay and take a picture of the Arctic. He had Chris Collinsworth in town for that NBC game flying in.
Yeah.
It's like, have you ever flown into Green Bay before? Here's what it looks like. Just a mass pile of snow.
Notre Dame running their out-of-bounds offense right now. Trista Feda finds Whitehouse. Whitehouse on the perimeter. Barrington fumbled it for a moment, but was able to recover and then flashes through the lane. Feda's going to take it herself into the paint. Up and got it to go. Trista Feda has 7 of the Notre Dame 18 points. They're up 18-12. 5:50 remaining in the first half.
Nice job by Barrington taking the 3-way from Borowski. Borowski puts it on the deck, though, with the left hand.
Borowski scored the last 4 for DePere.
And a free throw in there from Mullmans.
Oh, yeah, good call, good call.
Everybody tonight that's gone to the free throw line, 1 for 2. I think if anybody can get 2 to go from the free throw line, they'd be in business tonight. Kind of seemed to be the MO last night, too, in Mishicot.
A lot of splits.
Neither team, a lot of splits, and then all of a sudden you look up at the end of the game and you're tied at the end of regulation, tied at the end of the first overtime. Like, man, we could have been on the bus by now.
Right, they add up, don't they?
Claire nearly pokes that one away.
Feda finds Whitehouse. Inside to Hardwick. Hardwick with a good pivot. She goes up off the glass and in. Sarah Hardwick with 6 points. It is 20-14. Notre Dame Tritons on top. DePere back the other way. It is Schneider in the corner. She finds Melmans.
Claire, got it! Hey, Lori, there she is right there from Arcadia, Wisconsin. We found somebody from Wisconsin, David, watching us. All right.
Claire didn't hesitate on that 3. She was thinking 3 the whole way, and she buried it. And it is a 3-point game. After that one falls, 20-17.
A little too happy on the scoreboard there. It gave Claire like 6 points.
Now that would be a basketball shot right there, Connor. Hardwick again in the paint. They think that they found something because they've been pounding the ball into Hardwick all night on that high-low.
Well, Notre Dame finds something they like, and they'll go back to the well over. Basically,
right. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, right?
Exactly. They'll go back to that over and over again. Hardwick's probably shooting about 50% down there right now. Credit to, though, Lauren Schneider. She's doing a great job walling up when she's able to get position.
Yeah, Schneider is battling. Speaking of, she finds Melman's cutting a little bit wild on that shot, and Notre Dame's pushing.
Oh, Schneider near steal. Whitehouse with the lay-in.
What an athletic lay-in by a Whitehouse. She had to reach back behind her to grab that pass that was a little bit errant, a little bit like a, maybe a Jay Cutler throw, and she reaches back and is able to put it in. Just a nice play by Sydney.
Tell you what, David, we got a nice crowd on hand tonight. I was talking with Coach Rohde before the national anthems there, and I was looking around. And I said, "Man, imagine if the boys weren't playing on the same night. What this gym would look like." I mean, the gym's probably about 3/4 full or so when you look around.
And they're into it.
Exactly. And De Pere boys hockey's playing too right now, so their fans are stretched thin. The boys for Notre Dame and De Pere are doing battle over at the Triton Center right now. But a good showing here. 3 on the way, top of the key, Fada, no good.
Schneider with the rebound, but it's poked away. Caroline Brabant with another basket, and she's got 5 off of the bench. 24-17, Tritons on top.
I mean, Brabant, just a kid that averages 2.5 points per game. Already up to 5. Like we talked about in the pregame, David.
Yeah.
There's, every game I've done so far for Notre Dame, there's been just some other kid. Like, you can go down, okay, yeah, we have Gresh, we have Hardwick. The first game, all of a sudden, Barrington comes out of nowhere. She's got like 13 points in the first half. Just incredible. Fada in another game. And tonight, it appears to be Brabant.
Right. Well, and you kind of see both sides of this, Connor. As an announcer, that's not great for us. But as a coach, you love it. Because no matter who you throw out there, somebody's going to rise up and really be able to
poked away there. Shaselsik, she's going to be out of bounds.
Nice hustle play. 2:20 remaining in the first half. It is a 7-point lead for the Tritons. Not a lot of fouls. Only 5 combined fouls in the first half here. 3 for Notre Dame. Now 2 are on Gresh, but just 2 on the Redbirds. Fada at the controls finds Barrington. Barrington over to Brabant at the 3-point line. She was looking once again to bounce it into Hardwick, but that one was kicked away.
I think they really wanted to go in right away to Hardwick.
Yeah.
Heck, you see Coach Rohde. She was jumping up and down over there to get that post-entry pass in. De Pere was then able to rotate on time on the ball reversal.
Fada triggers the inbound. She finds Brabant. Now it's Whitehouse looking into Hardwick again. They keep going there, Connor. That is a developing story for tonight. She did almost get that one to fall.
Now Hardwick being guarded by Borowski. Corner 3, Barrington, no good. Rebound, Hardwick, weak side. See, there was contact on the hand, yes, but I don't. The reason why I don't like that call, Sarah's underneath the basket. She's right underneath the rim. There's no way she's going to make that shot, if we're being honest, right? And it's just kind of a bailout there by the officials a little bit. So I'd like to see that restricted circle. I don't know. I mean, and not that the restriction circle, that's obviously for a player to control a charge, but right there, there's no way anything's going to happen there. And you know what? The basketball gods kind of agree with me.
What do they say? Ball don't lie?
Yeah. Yep.
A little bit of a frantic exchange there. Notre Dame comes away with it. It's Hardwick again. That time she wasn't too far under the basket. She banked it in and won for Sarah.
Number 31, Sophie Haveman, first personal, or team foul, Schneider. Returning for the Redbirds.
That puts Notre Dame up by 9 points. If the free throw converts here, it'll be the first double-digit lead of the night for either team. And there it is. Sarah Hardwick with 11 points. I think. Or 9.
You got it for
count.
9, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you got to get that one to go
fall.
there if you're the Pere.
Barrington comes away with the board, but a little bit of a sloppy pass. Feda saved it, and now Notre Dame with 1:10 remaining in the first half, up by 10, is at the controls.
So here we go, 60 seconds remaining. The Pere's going to have to kind of cut this into the lead, into this deficit here. Maybe get this down to
They really do.
7.
I mean, this has all happened with Gracie Gresh on the bench. So Notre Dame has been able to stretch it out with Caroline Brabant and, you know, Musial and some of their bench players in and contributing here. Feda at the controls. They could possibly be holding for, oh, doesn't look like it.
See, now we had that called 3 times last night. Sticking a hip out on the screen. So it depends what officiating crew you're going to get come the postseason. Better look out.
You got to play to the officials.
I'm not saying it's a foul. I'm not saying it's not. But that same just little bit of hip action got called 3 times last night. Coach Fralke was bewildered, to say the least, from Wrightstown.
Looks like we're holding for 1 now. So Notre Dame up 10. Going to try to hold for the last
Claire
shot.
almost gets the steal.
Yeah, some good active defense from Claire there.
Hey, Terry Lark checking in, cheering for Jordan and the rest of the Birds up there in Shawano. Rocky Pizzana, number 13. I'm assuming Claire, the rest of I think everybody watching the broadcast tonight's checking in for Claire out there in Woodbury, Minnesota. Appreciate you checking in and the support.
Been to a basketball tournament in Woodbury.
On the
East
way, no
Ridge.
good. Hardwick at the buzzer, no good.
Can't get it to fall. Low scoring first half, Connor. A lot of defense.
Well,
Not maybe necessarily what we expected in the first half of this, you know, kind of heavyweight battle.
Well-
but Notre Dame is up 27-17 at the half.
both teams come in averaging almost, what would I say, 70 points per game.
Yeah, way
but
under
defensively,
average.
they're giving up 40 to 42 points respectively.
So that's
they're
the way
both,
it's
so
trending.
both are on. They both are on pace
Right.
on the defensive effort. Hey, you've been watching W7. First half is in the books. We're going to take a quick break. We'll come back with halftime numbers and, of course, the second half for you. You're watching W7, presented by our good friends at the Jolly Good Soda.
Jolly Good Soda. We put the pop in Wisconsin.
Hey girl, what you doing? Hey girl, where you going? Who's that girl? Who's that girl?
Stay on court, stay on court. You have plenty of time. Stay on court. Stay on court. Oh my God. Yes, go, go. 1, 2, 3, 4.
What does W7 stand for? How did you come up with that name?
We get asked this all the time. So several years ago, my wife put together a Christmas gift for all of our kids and for her and I. And we opened them up on Christmas morning, and they were all T-shirts that said W7 on it. And I said, "What's W7?" She said, "Well, W, our last name's Wipperman, so that's W. 7, there's 5 kids, and the 2 of us
Okay.
make 7, and so we're W7." And so once I started doing this, we didn't have a name at first, and people were asking me, "Well, what do you go by?" And I said, "Well, I'm just Gary." And like, well, do you have like a company name? And so I got to thinking, like, we really need some sort of company name. And I actually went and asked her permission. You know, would you give me permission to use W7 as the name of our company? And she agreed, readily agreed, and that's how we came to be, and that's who we are.
W7's got it right, covering girls' high school sports all the time. 100% free, 100% live. W7 for the girls all day and night. W7 Productions, from golf, volleyball, it's girls sports in Wisconsin. W7 Productions, basketball, softball, W7 for the girls.
If you don't know W7, you don't know Notre Dame girls basketball. I'm Samia Pitchka. And I'm Charlie Apple. And W7 is for girls.
I'm gonna soak up the sun.
It began as an idea to bring the energy and excitement of a game day experience and to promote the athletes and coaches involved in Wisconsin high school girls basketball. We reached out to coaches who would be receptive to our plan and to partner with us to carry the message that we had a model that was new and different. A model that showed not only the highlights, but also behind the scenes with the athletes and coaches. To tell stories of these athletes and teams, stories that would make people want to watch and to root for them. To connect the girls basketball community by showing other teams and programs what each other was doing. The model proved to be a winning one, and within 6 months this venture had a name, W7. Other sports began to see what was happening in girls basketball and reached out, asking for coverage of their sports. W7 grew to add volleyball, softball, and lacrosse. Today, with over 5,000 followers on social media, 2 broadcast networks, and a plan to deliver over 150 girls' high school athletic events in the 2019-20 season in a way that continues to be 100% live and 100% free, W7 has established itself as a leader in the broadcasting and promotion of girls' athletics in the state of Wisconsin. Regardless of the success and the name recognition, ultimately it still comes down to one simple, undeniable fact that drives the mission and decisions of this still very small organization. W7 is for the girls.
These over here.
Welcome back to the Pere. We're just under 2 minutes before the second half gets underway here. Some first half numbers for you. Notre Dame 27. Here's how they got there. 9 from Hardwick, 7 from Trista Feta, 5 from Carolyn Brabant, and then a trio at 2. Hope Barrington, Sydney Whitehouse, and Gracie Gresh. Of course, Gresh also saddled those 2 fouls. About 6.5, 7 minutes into the first half, she sat the remainder part of that first half. Notre Dame then went on their run, were able to extend the lead out to 10. As for De Pere, balanced scoring attack so far in the first half, but they're only at 17. They're led with 6 from Borowski, 5 from Claire Bjorgi, and 4 from Jordan Mullmans, and then a free throw from McKenna Shasiusek. Well, David, it was a defensive battle, offensive struggle, maybe. Yeah. To say, like we talked about going into the halftime break, both teams high-powered offenses, but defensively is also where they hang their hat, only giving up 40, 42 points per game, respectively.
And sometimes when that happens, the first game in a conference stretch will go towards the defense while the teams are feeling each other out. And then the second time they play each other during the year, whether it's in late January or February, once in a while even the third time in March, then the offenses catch up because you know what the team is trying to do defensively. But right now, each team has pretty much been able to do defensively what they've wanted to, and that's resulted in a 27-17 first half.
Well, credit to De Pere for hanging in there.
Yeah, they've got a shot at this. I mean, it's a 10-point game.
I think Notre Dame, you got to feel really good with that 10-point lead, and Gresh, of course, on the bench with foul trouble. But if you're De Pere, you kind of feel like maybe you let one maybe slip away. Maybe you don't have the lead, but at least it's tied up there. To be down 10 and to have Notre Dame's leading scorer on the bench and foul trouble in the first half and be down 10, not what you want.
But it's not insurmountable at this point.
No, you're going to have to start, though, on the defensive end, and you got one and done.
Schneider fell after gathering the rebound, and it looks like she fell because she was pushed. Hope Barrington is whistled for the push underneath the basket, and De Pere will be inbounding here underneath the basket, and a little press comes their way from Notre Dame.
This is exactly what they worked on Sunday, and that one thrown right into the hands of Barrington. Right hand, easy lay-in.
Hope Barrington with her second field goal of the game, and now it's a 12-point ball game. So Notre Dame is, like you said, kind of where they want to be. De Pere's got to make a run right now at it. They're down 12. It's a 4-possession game. 17 minutes remaining in the ball game. Schneider looks in. She was looking for her cutting teammate, but it was really good defense by Notre Dame to deny.
Yeah, you talk about the first 4, and we got to win the first 4 minutes of the half. Right here, this is it for De Pere. They've already given up their early 2, and that's not a foul? I'm not sure.
They say Hardwick got all ball, and it's Feta pushing it the other way. She finds Barrington. Barrington on the perimeter dribbles toward the paint, finds Gresh, but Gresh can't control it. Oh, they're saying it was tipped. I thought it was maybe over and back.
And a tip, and then Claire stuck her nose in there, and I think Gresh kind of got away with a little bit of an elbow.
Yeah, Claire was making sure her nose was still on her face. Melmans has it on the wing. She takes, drives, and converts. Jordan Melmans with her second field goal of the game. The 6-foot senior that's heading to Butler cuts the lead to 10.
Talk about Claire checking to make sure her nose is still attached. She had that same problem on Sunday at practice, too. Tough kid. And that one thrown away, so a chance here now for De Pere. The lead back to 10 for Notre Dame. So essentially the first 2 minutes go off the clock. De Pere unable to really cut into that 10-point deficit.
Yeah, we stay at 10. Claire breaks the pressure, and she's going to take it all the way to the rack.
Nice pull-up.
And drops Bjorgi with 7 points on the night, and they do cut it to 8.
I got a feeling that elbow to the nose Might have lit a little fire under Claire.
It sure looked like it on
I
that
just
take.
see a little look in the eye right now.
Hardwick again in the paint. She's up to 11 points, and we're back to a 10-point lead for the Tritons. Melmans is going to take it. This is where she's got to look to take over a little bit. Schneider on the wing finds Melmans. Yeah, Claire does just kind of have that look on her face right now. Schneider is fouled by Barrington. Barrington didn't really like the call, but
that's going to be Barrington's third.
She picked up a quick 2 in the second half here. We're not even 3 minutes in, and she's picked up 2 fouls. So that'll bring in Peyton Musial.
Replacing Barrington.
Officials discussing where the ball is going to go out of bounds, if it's on the baseline or the sideline. And it's going to be the baseline.
So now Pere will trigger it from the D on the baseline versus sideline. Of course, you want greater chance to score, but nearly throw that one away. Mulman's guarded by Gresh up top.
Nice pass. Ooh.
And that one, they're going to say that's off of Gresh.
Offensively, that was a really nice possession by Pere. They weren't able to convert the basket, but some crisp ball movement. And Claire launches a 3 back rim. No.
Deep.
Rebound to Hardwick, who finds Feda. Trista Feda drives. Left-handed kiss off the glass. And it's now 33-21. The Tritons are up 12 to match their biggest lead of the game. That's going to be a foul on Peyton.
And Musial kind of with the little, got to have the hand wrapped around the waist.
Yeah, that's one of the easier calls that you're going to get on the game. It was all the way wrapped. Inside to Melmans in the paint. That time she can't get it to go off the glass, and it's going to be a fast break 4-on-4 opportunity for Notre Dame.
Stolen away, nicely done in transition on Pere. Pere had numbers there early.
They did. They had a 3-on-2, but instead Feda's going to be whistled for the body. 14-19 remaining in the ball game. It is a 12-point lead for Notre Dame. So Schneider checks out. She had some nice hustle plays at the start of the first half there. Melmans drives baseline, pulls it back out. And now Pere is going to work around the perimeter. This time it's Hafman.
Just got a text from Gary. He said Coach Rohde's parents are watching from Rapid River, Michigan, all the way up there in the great UP. So we've got Minnesota, we got the UP represented, Naples, Florida, San Diego.
What's going on tonight, Connor?
Hey, it's a big time matchup.
We've got a domestic market all over the states tonight.
Still
now
waiting for that international viewer.
Yeah, that's all we need.
The first international viewer. Checking Musial on the weak side.
What a board! Musial gets on the board for the first time tonight, increases the lead to 14 points, and now Notre Dame is kind of just doing what they want. They're really imposing their will. Melmans thought about a 3, brought it back down to regather as it was contested, ended up going back to the floor without doing anything with the ball. That's always going to be a travel, Connor.
Yeah, you're going to have to shoot it or pass it.
Pass it real quick. Or try to bounce it off the defender.
So 35-21, 13-10 left to go. Tritons with the lead and possession.
Gresh in the paint. Oh, I'm sorry, that was Hardwick actually. And they're going to call her for, they say 3 seconds or a travel?
Got her on a travel.
A travel?
Yeah. And she went to gather. She wanted to go somewhere, kind of split the gap, and didn't take the ball with her.
So Pere down by 14 points. They need to really ignite their offense right now.
Borowski, the ignition switch, not on.
Hardwick boards, gets it to Feta. Feta's going to push.
Gresh.
Gresh can't get it to fall. Everybody's battling underneath, and they're going to call a jump ball. The possession will go back to the Redbirds.
David, I also saw during National Anthem starting lineups, I saw a lot of alumni in the stands for Notre Dame. Coach Rhodey said that's all the seniors from the last 2 years.
Oh, wow.
That are available to come.
Right.
There are some that are out.
That aren't playing in college
that are
right
playing
now.
in college right now. Malman's three, no good.
Back rim, no. Rebound goes to Musial. The lead stays at 14 with just over 12 minutes remaining. Nice pass, and it's Hardwick again. You know, Connor, we identified it kind of early. They were looking into Hardwick on the high-low, and as you said, if they find something that they like, they're going to continue to just beat that until it doesn't work anymore. DePere hasn't figured out a way to stop it at this point.
Yeah. David, I found another one. Janice Barrington checking in from Tucson, Arizona.
Oh, my gosh. All the warm weather cities are checking in, Connor.
I got to find
all of them.
I got to find some games in these warm weather cities. Go on and take the show on the road. So Hardwick makes good on that free throw. And we're now up to 38-21.
It's Melmans at the top of the key. She'll take it to the lane, and she's blocked by Brabant. Hardwick is pushing it the other way with the right hand to the baseline. Up, and no, she's too far under the hoop. Schneider grabs the rebound, and now DePere's looking to run. Little bit of sloppy basketball right now. Melmans pulls it down. Now DePere looks to set their offense.
Let them play through the contact, that's for sure.
Yeah, they did.
I'd like to see it. Yorgi on a spin, right hand, no good.
Can't get it to fall. Two Notre Dame players were battling for that rebound. It's Trista Feta that winds up with it.
Gresh.
She finds Gracie Gresh for her second basket of the game, and it's 40-21. Notre Dame has almost doubled up DePere. I didn't see that coming.
No, definitely not. DePere's gotten some shots, and it's not like it's been a turnover fest. They've gotten shots, they just haven't fallen. And then that, of course, gets to be a long night when
you're not seeing anything go through the hoop.
You're not seeing anything go through the hoop, and then the Tritons on the other end of the floor, they shoot 50% for the on the year.
Right.
So when they're getting their shots to fall and you're not, it could turn into a long night.
That's a good timeout by Jeremy right there. They need to regroup.
I do like that timeout. Hey, while we got the timeout and when we got you here, if you love basketball, there is nothing, which of course we do. Of course our viewers do. Check out this weekend the Badger Challenge. It's the Badger Conference down in the Madison-Dane County area. And we are going to have I believe it's 8 matchups.
Yep.
6 on Saturday, 2 on Friday, including, if you're a Triton fan, you might want to tune in and check out the Reedsburg Beavers. More than likely, I don't want to put the cart before the horse, but that very likely could be a Resch Center matchup. State semifinal or state final, how things go. I really do see. I see Notre Dame coming out of their half of the sectional, and I see Reedsburg coming out of their half of the sectional, and or not their half, but their full sectional. And we'll see what happens at the Resch.
And you know what, Connor? My alma mater, the Fort Atkinson Blackhawks, will be at the Badger Challenge, taking on, I believe, Portage. And you know what? The Lady Blackhawks are going to come out, and they're going to get that dub.
Oh, because that's the W7 magic.
Heck yeah. The only game that we've done, W7 of Fort Atkinson this year, they took it to Whitewater. And that's going to happen again. They're going to get their second W7W of the year.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, tune in this weekend. It'll be 8 great matchups between the Badger. I believe it's the East and West is how they have it broken down in the girls' basketball. In the boys, it's the large and the small.
So 3 on the way for DePere, no good. Rebound Hardwick. And she'll bring it across the timeline.
She breaks the timeline with no trouble at all, but then she loses it. So we're going to head back Notre Dame way.
And I'm going to be at work, David, so I have to tune in a little bit. Check that out on Saturday.
You know
Check in on Gary and Coach Sippis down there, see how they're doing.
You know, guess what? Work isn't going to be too busy on Saturday, so I think we'll be able to do that.
Tune in a little bit, yeah, why not? Here comes the double. The Pere able to get out of it.
40-21. De Pere needs some instant offense right now.
You know, credit to Notre Dame. They got the 4 fouls really early in this second half. Since then, they've made the adjustment to the officiating, backed off the pressure just a little bit, and staying out of foul trouble, not letting De Pere go to the free throw line and race back into this one from that charity stripe.
They're looking for Melmans, but right now between Grush and Feda, they kind of have her bottled up.
Oh, and as soon as I say they do a great job, they get a little reach foul there.
Hardwick is going to be whistled on that one. That's her first foul of the game. She's had a lot of contact underneath the hoop both ways, but that's her first foul. 9:32 remaining in the ball game. It's a 19-point lead for Notre Dame.
So De Pere trailing by 19.
By 19 on what week is it? Balling with the Birds?
Balling with the Birds
Balling
week.
with the Birds week.
Yeah, that's
you know
tough.
what? So they're going to mount a little bit of a comeback here.
Oh, yeah,
There's
Borowski.
the start. Bottled by Avery Borowski. That'll put her up to 9 points, and that cuts the lead to 16. You would guess Notre Dame is going to run a little ball control offense right here. No, never mind. They're going to shoot it and airball it. So De Pere's going to have the chance. Ooh, they were going to have the chance to cut into it with another possession, but not before the travel.
Yeah, kind of an unfortunate change of events there for the Redbirds. So Clara check out.
Hardwick gets it to Brabant. Over to Barrington. Barrington looks inside for Gracie Gresh. She dribbles to the paint and kicks it out to Brabant, who's going to crash in, lay it up, and lay it in. And Caroline Brabant off the bench with 7 points.
That's the 6th Triton to score this half.
And that puts Notre Dame up by 18 points, and we've got a timeout on the floor. 8:24 remaining in the ballgame, 42-24 Tritons.
30-second timeout. We'll send it to our sponsor, Jolly Good Soda.
30-second timeout.
Back here in De Pere, it's Notre Dame 42, De Pere 24. De Pere trying to climb back into it. Hey, if you're watching and interested in us doing any of your postseason games, shoot us an email at info@productionsw7.com. We can do 3 games max per round.
Have car will travel.
Yep.
Have Mike will announce.
The game fee is $250. That's not payable to myself or W7 Productions. That we turn around and send that directly to the WIA and their media partner. So any live stream of any postseason event, they do require that $250 fee.
Melman's into the paint
Nice.
on the second gather.
Nice job sticking with it.
Yep, it really was.
She's just up to 8 on the night. 9.
Yep. So she's in single digits still. 2 players with 9 points for De Pere. 42-26. Notre Dame on top. Now Trista Feda is going to run a little ball control. Notre Dame not looking to be super aggressive, it doesn't look like. Well, Barrington dribbles into the lane, dribbles it off her foot. It's going back over to DePere.
Yeah, Claire kind of got away with a little bit of foul, and Pregame put the ball on the deck, or Feda put the ball on the deck. Claire just reached out, grabbed her, and then ended up dribbling off her foot. Coach Rhodey not too happy with the non-call.
So DePere operating down 16 points with just over 7 minutes remaining.
Stop, pop, Claire! Off the front of the rim, no good.
Barrington with the board, and Notre Dame is heading the other way with it. Brabant up, got it rejected by Melmans, but it stays with the Tritons.
Yeah, well, Saturday I worked till 2, and then I got a 3 o'clock tip here, David.
Oh, heck yeah.
So I fly out of work at 2 o'clock, and already got it lined up with the good buddy Todd Borowski and Coach Boileau that Friday night I have their game as well. So I'm just going to leave the equipment here and
nice.
All set up.
There you go.
Stash it in the corner and just come in, and it's all going to be ready to go. See if I can't convince some of the kids to kind of half set it up for me.
Feda with the first free throw. She drills it.
So a foul goes on Claire, her second of the game. And Feda at the line makes good on the first, second
and
as
got
well.
both of them.
Borowski returning for the Redbirds, replacing
She's got 11 points tonight. 44-26, Notre Dame on top. 6:45 remaining.
And that one's stolen out of the trap.
Gresh the other way. The hoop, the harm, and one for Gracie Gresh. Now Gracie was the jolly good player of the game the last time that the two of us did a Notre Dame game.
We've
game
had
together.
Gracie, we've had Hope Barrington,
Free
and
throw
we
good.
had Trista Feda as well.
I think we might have a strong contender for tonight. Not going to mention any names at this point.
No, unless the Pere gets somebody to stage a 21-point comeback right now.
Melmans can't get it to fall in the lane.
40, I'm way behind on the scoreboard here a little bit. 47-26. Yeah.
Notre Dame up by 21 points. Musial on the wing. She's trapped in the corner looking for a teammate.
And Coach Rhodey gets the timeout.
Bailout timeout there. It's not where she wanted her sixth man in the corner being trapped, but they had a couple timeouts.
Hey, we'll send it to the W7 Pep Band and take a quick timeout. You're watching W7.
So we've got
back out of the timeout. Here we are.
6 minutes remaining. Notre Dame up by 7 possessions. It's a 21-point lead. DePere's going to have to start connecting on some threes now.
Hey, I see into the game, number 2, the freshman, Jaden Shiselsick.
DePere has only hit 2 3-pointers tonight. Claire has 1 and Avery has 1.
Notre Dame's got, I think, 1 just themselves, Trista Feda.
Yeah,
had that one
stepped into that 3 at the top of the key.
Put them, put 9, 10, and 11 on the board. And
Melman's underneath, got the basket, cut it to a 19-point deficit, but we've only got 5 minutes and 12 seconds remaining. Feda walks it up the floor.
And Bjorgi comes away with the steal, but fouled from behind by Whitehouse.
Probably a pretty good foul.
Claire doesn't look too happy that the foul was called. Like after all the contact I've taken, I got my nose taken off, and you didn't call a foul, and I've got a wide open layup. You took it away from me.
The 5'8" sophomore at the controls right now, dribbling with the right hand. Picks up the dribble, and now has the ball poked away momentarily. Gathered in.
Faded, quick hands. Gets that one stolen away from Borowski. And who are they going to whistle this one on? 23? So they get Mullins from behind.
I tell you what, Connor, that Notre Dame defense is the real deal.
Oh, yeah. Well, and, you know, talking to Coach Boileau and the rest of the coaching staff on Sunday, like, you know the pressure is coming from Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Right? But you just cannot simulate it in practice. And it's sometimes by the time you get it figured out, it's
too late.
You're down 21.
Right.
And, you know, honestly, I thought Notre Dame Pere did a great job in the first half handling the full court pressure. They didn't turn the ball over against the full court press. That allowed them to stay into it. They just couldn't get shots to fall. Turnover there for Notre Dame. Mullins on the drive, and one opportunity coming. They're going to get Whitehouse on the foul. She tried to step up, take the charge.
Strength foul number 11, Sydney Whitehouse, her second. Team 7.
47-30. Melman's looking to cut it to a 16-point game here. She does.
You know what, at this point, you know, are you going to come back and win? No. But you've got another FRCC opponent coming in on Friday in the form of Ashwaubenon. Now, they're just 4-6 on the year. But you don't want to sleep on them, and you want to go in feeling good into that game, especially with an off day coming tomorrow. Coaching staff told me.
Gresh with another basket. Well, and here's the other thing, Connor. These two teams play each other the second to last game of the regular season on February 15th. You want to build some momentum towards that rematch because right now there's not a lot of good to take from the tape at this point. So you're looking to put some things together, have some things to build on for next month.
Well, and no disrespect to the rest of the conference, the FRCC, little down this year. It's top heavy in De Pere and Notre Dame. I'll get a look at Ashwaubenon on Friday. And I misspoke. They actually have 7 wins on the year. They stand at 7-3. Does Ashwaubenon, but everybody else, you know, kind of sitting there. It's De Pere, and Notre Dame, and then kind of everybody else.
Right. Jump ball, and it's gonna be Notre Dame ball on the possession arrow.
So while you got just 3:38 left to go, this is the best competition either team's going to see in the FRCC.
Yeah.
So you want to go down to the final buzzer, regardless of the score, because this is a great opportunity for some kids to get extra reps.
Faded dribble drive, finds Hardwick. Hardwick pulls it back out. They're going to run some clock.
And we're up to 50 now. Somehow I missed an and one opportunity somewhere along the way.
Gresh over to Brabant. Brabant playing with the long sleeves tonight. Inside to Gresh. Gresh up, no. Rebound back over to the Redbirds. They were looking for Melmans on the fast break. It's poked away, but it's going to stay with De Pere. 2:56 remaining in the ball game. It is 50-31. Trayton's on top. Melmans is going to inbound it. Redbirds looking to run their offense, but it was a moving screen called on Avery Borowski.
Yeah, tough. I thought they could have called the same thing in the first half on Sarah Hardwick. She, just kind of stuck the hip out there.
Replacing Pregame.
So now Pere will apply a little full court pressure, trailing 50-31.
Trista Feda isn't too worried about it.
She goes a step through the double, and they're going to get a little reach in.
Red bird foul number 13, Claire Bjorgi, her third.
That one goes on Bjorgi.
So Feda to the line, shoot the bonus. First one up and good. Feda iced that Hortonville game at the line. And a jinxed her on that one. The rebound goes to Gresh. 20-point lead for Green Bay Notre Dame.
Nice job by Wellman's defensively against Hardwick. They're stealing the post-entry pass. Tell you what, Hardwick going down to UWS 3 ball. Schneider.
Lauren Schneider gets on the board for the first time today.
I'd like to see a little bit more of that, Lauren, in the Friday and Saturday. Let's see that in the first half. Yeah, the shot looked
no
good.
doubter.
Borowski rips one down, but I was saying, Hardwick going down to UW Oshkosh. Going to join Coach Fish. He's got a heck of a recruiting class this year coming in down there. Somebody put it out, the WISports.net, the class of 2022. He's got 5 kids basically like in the top 45 in the state coming down. Pretty darn good. Schneider has a block for Hardwick.
Those WIAC schools, they recruit the state, man, that's for sure. They get some great players that are probably D2 players.
Well, that's what Coach Fish recruits.
Yeah.
And he always says, too, they always say that it's not a number.
Right.
They've battled they battled Wisconsin pretty tough for a while, then just got out physical, then outmatched. In a scrimmage earlier this year, had them when they went up to Michigan Tech in their northern Michigan Tech, battled a very good Division II program up there. He was a little double pump fake, faded, no good on the overlay. And now we're down to 113. Musial challenge is Mulmans. And that's going to be bonus free throws coming. Jordan will make the now long walk to the other end of the court.
Look to add to her stats tonight.
Replacing Gresh.
Unofficially, she's got 14.
Yeah, 14 for Melmans, 14 for Hardwick.
Make it 15 for Jordan Melmans. 51-35 with 1:07 remaining in the game.
Jaden Shiselson checking in. The Redbirds replacing Hickman.
So now both Shiselsic sisters are in there. Jaden as well as McKenna. Tell you what, they were like 2 peas in the pod the other day at practice. Like they're just, they just went and got water together. She always hung out.
That's good. You like it when siblings get along. Kind of rare.
Well, Jaden the freshman, McKenna the senior might, just
good
like,
age gap,
hey,
Yeah.
we don't have too many practices left together here.
Melmans is going to go to the line for 2 more. We've got 42 seconds remaining in the ball game here. It's a 15-point lead for the Tritons.
Well, hey, big shout out to our camera person up on our main camera tonight, JV player Layla Bengrowski, and also want to give a big shout out to athletic director here, Jeff Bizik. We got a great setup here in the corner. Came in, tables here, and roped off, and
roped off for Ballin
Yep.
with the Birds Week. We like it. We appreciate it.
Opened up the bird's nest up top for us, so we can go put our camera up there. He's gonna allow us to leave some stuff, like I said, Friday night into Saturday.
When's the West of Pere game? Is that Saturday?
Saturday,
Okay.
Saturday afternoon, 3 o'clock. Battle for the Bridge.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I mean that's the conclusion of this week.
Right.
You know, Notre Dame or De Pere starts off the week with, defending state champion and FRCC rival Notre Dame, and then they have a good, solid Ashwaubenon squad coming in. Ashwaubenon 7-3. They'll come in on Friday nights.
Feta makes the first.
We'll have that game. So everybody that checked in, Claire's cheering section, and we had a whole bunch of people for Avery Borowski and Jordan Momans, and
The girls left it out on the court tonight. You know,
Yeah.
the scoreboard might be indicative of a blowout, but everybody was putting it on the line tonight.
53-38. 35 seconds left to go in this one. Also in the game, sophomore Cleo Anderson for the Redbirds, I see.
They're still looking inside for Melmans. That defense has
For
been
the
solid.
Tritons, Hannah Greisen, the sophomore.
She gets that one to go. And we've got 8 seconds remaining. It's a 13-point ball game. This one is in the bank and earning investment.
And that will do it here from the Bird's Nest. Notre Dame 53, De Pere 40. It was a good one. David, it's been fun again. We'll have to reconvene later on in the month of January, and
Anytime,
we'll have
Connor.
to see what the postseason looks like. We might have to go on the road for some postseason games. Problem is, we work at the same place, so we're gonna have to coordinate with the boss on the schedules. But the good news is, hopefully, we get those 6 to 2 morning shifts, and
Opens up our evening.
the evening is open for postseason basketball on W7, presented by our good friends at Jolly Good Soda. Once again, your final here from De Pere. Notre Dame 53. They are going to improve to 10-1 overall, 7-0 in FRCC play. De Pere drops to, where'd they go? De Pere
They're going
drops
to be 11-3,
11-3,
8-1 in conference play.
Yep. So it's been fun. We're taking a quick break. Jolly Good Soda player of the game coming up soon. You're watching W7. All righty, we are back with our player of the game. Tritons are slowly making their way out of the locker room. We've got none other than senior Sarah Hardwick. You now, was this number 4 of you guys now, right?
Oh,
so
yeah.
now you got like quadruplets?
Yeah.
One more and you guys got like official practice squad t-shirts
Thank you.
going on. Sarah, talk to me about that game. Obviously, you know, the top 2 teams in the conference coming in. First time you guys do battle, just coming in and getting the kind of the year going and back in the FRCC.
Yeah, we knew this was going to be one of the tougher conference games, so we knew we had to come out strong, come out with a lot of energy. We had a big defensive mindset coming in. We knew we had to shut down Jordan, and if we could do that, we could shut down everybody else, and that was pretty much our whole plan.
Yeah, you know, we were talking a little bit in the pregame. Every game I've kind of done, it's always been somebody different, kind of in the first half or so, that kind of is surprising, so to speak. And talk a little bit about Caroline. Caroline comes off the bench, averaging 2.5 points per game. What's up, Caroline? And all of a sudden, she's got 5 at the half. You guys are out to a 10-point lead. Like every game, it's just somebody else that. Not that we don't expect Caroline to do that, but like when we go down the roster, it's like, okay, we know we got Gracie, we know we got you, and you know the one game it was Hope. It's just like all of a sudden somebody out of nowhere for Notre Dame has this like big first half to either keep you guys in the game or stake you to, you know, in this case, a 10-point lead.
Yeah, so Caroline always brings great energy for us, so that's great on her behalf. She's a great defensive player, too. And I think we pride ourselves on sharing the ball. It's not just one person that's going to get all of our points for us. We like to really share the ball, and we're going to win as a team, and we're going to score as a team. It doesn't matter who scores the points as long as we win as a team.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about, you know, sharing the points kind of around there. I mean, 6 or 7 kids scored in the first half, another 6 or 7 scored in the second. Be tough to beat, especially come down to the postseason where I was looking at it. The state tournament is March 11th, well, 10, 11, 12. Yeah. Today we sit January 11th, so we are closing in on 2 months away. The regular season, we're running out of days and games there, and then of course, hopefully see you guys over at the Rush Center, and we got a couple more games with you in the regular season. Last time we spoke, we were supposed to have that Ohio team supposed to come in, COVID, whatever happened. So I told you we were gonna check in. Christmas presents, best Christmas present you got?
I got an iPad for college next year with like an Apple Pencil and.
That's no. I mean, that's not. That's nice fun, but I mean
fun for me.
That's like work.
I mean,
that's like work. I mean, all right, Coach Fish, she's got an iPad for college, so it's academic. She'll be good. She'll be able to play. But I mean, come on. I mean, that's like. That's like. Hey, I got a book.
Yeah. Gracie got a new pair of basketball shoes.
Yeah, Gracie, I got the kicks. I'm telling you, I'm telling your mom, I'm not a fan of them because you're in foul trouble today in them. You know what I mean? Like, I go back to the old kicks.
I don't know. I think those are good.
Those are in the trash. Who else got something great for Christmas?
I got some new shoes.
New shoes? Basketball shoes or just shoes in general? All righty. Hey, we had a family checking in from Arizona for you, Barrington. So, yeah, and grandparents out in Arizona. Okay, awesome. Yeah, so maybe they're still watching. Say hi, Grandma, Grandpa down in Arizona. Well, Sarah Hardwick, our player, the Jolly Good Soda player of the game, and the rest of the Tritons. One final question for you. Everything W7. Hold on, I screwed that up. Boo! I'm bad at this. Sarah Hardwick, Notre Dame Lady Tritons. Everything W7 does, we do.
For the girls.
That's a lot better. Hey, you've been watching another production of W7. 100% free, 100% live, and always for the girls.